Chapter 33 The Power of Udi. The power of Udi is described in this chapter. Sai Baba took dakshina from his devotees. With that, he did charity, helping the poor and the needy. From the balance, he purchased a lot of firewood and used it for duni. This is also described here in this chapter. The ashes from the burnt dry woods, which is called Udi, was distributed by Baba. At the time of departure from Shirdi, while seeking leave from Baba, it was customary to give Udi to the devotees. But what was the significance of that Udi? Why was the duni kept alight? What did Baba hint at when giving the vibhuti? This is described further. Baba said, all this visible phenomenon in the universe is as transient as ashes. Bear this definitely in mind. You and I, all of us, undergo the same stages. Our body is made of earth, water, fire, air and sky, and of these five elements is like the of the wood. When the lifespan is over, it falls dead and it is reduced to ashes. You should always remember this, and I should also be aware of it day and night. I give the vibhuti. The entire universe is full of maya. Brahman is the only reality while the universe is illusory. Bear this in mind and make this your aim. This is the devotee's faith that if the Udi is applied on the forehead, then physical and mental sufferings are cured. But the true significance of Udi is deep and it is meant for discriminatory detachment. Giving as much as possible in the form of dakshina develops a tendency towards detachment. Discrimination and detachment are the same as Udi and Dakshina. Unless we have both at the same time, it is very difficult to cross our river of existence. Baba gave Udi to his devotees as prasad at the time of departure, smeared Udi with his thumb onto devotees' forehead, and together with it placed his hand on their head, wishing them well-being. The world is like Udi, like the drops of water on the petals of the lotus. This body will fall, therefore abandon all pride in it. Baba gave this message through his Udi Prasad. Devotees also witnessed Baba singing about the Udi in a joyful mood. Oh, playful Ram has come and bought sacks of Udi in. In short, it means the sacks of Udi are produced from this duni. Nobody is capable of counting the numbers. Sai is proficient in showing the path of salvation. Giving Udi, he leads them on the spiritual path. Once there lived a Brahmin cook in Nasik whose name was Narayan Jani. He was in the service of one of Baba's devotees named Ramachandra Modak. Once Narayan came to Shirdi with his mother for Baba's darshan. Baba usually talked about himself, but that was a hint for others. Thus, as usual, Baba said to Narayan Rao, after a short while, we will have no relationship with this job. Enough of this servility. It is better to have one's own business. After that, Narayan Rao established a boarding and lodging place named Anandashram. Working hard for it, his name and fame spread all over. Seeing how Sai's words came true, his faith in Sai increased. One day, his friend was stung by a scorpion and he suffered intense and unbearable pain. Narayan thought that if Udi could be smeared on the affected area, his friend would get relief from the sting. He began to search for some Udi, but none was found. Disappointed, he began to pray before Baba's picture. Just near the picture, the ashes from the Josh stick was lying. Taking a pinch from it and chanting Sai's name, he smeared it on the affected area. His friend immediately got relief from this pain. Sai mantra was so powerful that even the dust works as Udi. This has been proved. Once a daughter of one of Baba's devotees who was living in Bandra suffered from plague. That time the devotee was in another village. When he came home, he was worried. He prayed to Baba, to remove my anxiety, kindly send me Udi. Thus he sent the message. The messenger met Nana Chandorkar on the way. Nana received the message at Thane railway station. He had no Udi with him. At that time, he picked up a little dust from the road, invoked Baba, turned around and applied a pinch to his own wife, and the girl recovered. Once Bapu Sahib Jog was stung by a scorpion in the night. He immediately went to Maharaj. Climbing the step of the masjid, he said to Baba, Baba, a scorpion stung me. Baba said, it will be all right. Bapu Sahib returned from halfway down the steps only, and before he left the compound, his pain had totally stopped. Nana Chandorkar was Mamlatdar of Jamner. His daughter was in labor, was in intense pain. Nana invoked Baba with great devotion. None at Shirdi were aware of the state of affairs of Jamner, but Baba, who is all-pervading, knew it. He thought of sending Udi to Nana. In the meantime, Ramgir Buwa, Gosavi Kandeshi came to the masjid to take permission from Baba to return to his village. This being the custom of that village, Baba affectionately called him by the name Bapugir. Bapu said, Bapugir, go happily to your village, but rest a while on the way. Go first to Jamner and get down at Nana's home. After that, Baba said to Madhavrao, Shama, make a copy on a piece of paper of that Arati of Atka and send it to Nana with Gosavi. Then he gave Udi to the Gosavi and made a small packet of it and placed it in his hand. The Arati devoted to Sai that was composed by Madhav Adkar is as powerful as the Arati of Dhyanraja composed by Rama Janardhan. Sai Bhajan is incomplete without it. Gosavi said to Baba, I have a total of rupees 2 with me. How will I reach Jamna with only that amount? Baba told him to go without care. During those days, there were no rail routes to Jamner. He bought a ticket up to Jalgaon, paying 1 rupee and 14 annas, and he reached Jalgaon. He had only 2 annas left in his pocket. He would have to go further by foot, he thought. With these thoughts, he came out of the station. He saw a peon at some distance who was searching for the Bapugir from Shady. When Bapugir came near him, he said to him, Chandorkar is waiting for you. He sent this Tonga to receive you. Come quickly. Buva was gently pleased to hear this. He felt that the message must have reached here from Shady to have the Tonga ready when he arrived to take him to Jamna. It had saved him a lot of trouble. Thinking thus, he sat in the Tonga. The peon looked very smart. He had a beard and a twirl moustache. The Tonga also looked well maintained. The horses were certainly not hired. Leaving the other Tonga behind, they moved ahead. After 12 moments, the running horses halted down near a stream on the way. The Tongawala unharnessed the horses to water them and said to Bapugir, I will come soon and then we will have some refreshments. Let me fetch a little water. Then both of us will eat mangoes, pedas and gulpapti. Then after harnessing the horse, we will start our journey further. His beard and dress was of a Muslim. Listening to his voice, Bapugir had doubts. He asked him about his caste and the coachman replied, Oh, I am a Hindu from Garhwal and a Kshatriya. I am a Rajput by caste. The refreshments has been sent by Nana for you with me. So without any doubt, eat them free of worry. When these doubts were removed, Bapugir had refreshments with him and the Tonga started to move ahead. The Tonga reached Jamner at sunrise. Nana's office became visible. The horse also stopped for a moment. Ramgir Bua felt happy. He looked for a scheduled place in which he relieved himself. When he returned, he was surprised to see neither the Tonga nor the Tongawala was there. The office was before him, but when he learned that Nana was at his residence searching for Nana's address, he reached his house. He sat in the veranda. Nana called him in. He took out the Udi placed before Nana and told him the whole story. It was a marvel that when this Udi came, Nana's daughter was suffering intensely due to some obstruction in the delivery. To ward off the difficulty, the Navachandi Havan and Saptashati, the recitation was in progress. The Gosavi was surprised. He called his wife and gave her the Udi to give it to his daughter with water, and he himself began singing Arati. Within moments, a message was received from the inner quarter that the girl had become better. As soon as the cup of Udi was put to her lips, she was freed from pain and had a safe delivery. After Ramgir told Nana, you sent a Tonga to receive me at Jalgaon station. It brought me up to your office. Where had he gone afterwards? I don't understand. Hearing this, Nana said, who knew you were coming? How could I send a Tonga? Listening to the story of the Tonga, Nana understood everything. What Tonga, which peon? It was Sai performing the different roles. He came running to his devotee at the time of difficulty. Later, after some time, Baba took an absolution. In the year of 1918, considering Vijayadashmi as an auspicious day, Baba chose to leave his body. Narayan took Baba's darshan twice before this happened. 3 years passed since Samadhi. He had an earnest desire to have Baba's darshan. 1 year after the Samadhi, Narayan Rao was distressed by illness. All medications were total failure. He meditated day and night upon Baba. One night, Narayan Rao had a dream. In the dream, Sai came out of a cellar and said, Narayan Rao, do not worry, you will be better from tomorrow, and at the end of the week, you will be able to sit upon your own. Every word became true, and Narayana was able to sit up. After some days, he went to Shedi and took the Samadhi's darshan. Then he narrated his experience. Sai Baba's worldly body may have met to ashes, but he was in a state of samadhi. Sai transcends life and death. When one sees him with love, then he become his slave. He is hungry for love and respond to the calls of such devotees. No special time and place is needed for him to be present. Sai Baba appears in any mode of dress and manifests anywhere at will. He roams anywhere for the welfare of his devotees. At the time when the First World War was over and before it, India was ruled over by Britishers. To strengthen the army, British officers were recruiting people from all cities. In the year 1917, a devotee was posted at the district of Thane. His name was Appa Sahib Kulkarni. He was devotee to Sai. He had got Sai's picture from Baba Sahib Bhatt, and which he kept at his place of worship. He regularly worshipped the picture, applying sandalwood paste, consecrated rice and flowers, which while singing arati and offering nivedya. The darshan of Sai Baba's picture itself a darshan in a person. There should only be total devotion. You will get proof of this in time. Once Bala Bua Sutar, the bhajan singer, resident of Mumbai, who was known as the modern Tukaram, went to Shedi for the Sai's darshan. This was his first meeting. Baba was alive then. The moment Bala Bua met Sai, he said, "I have known him since last 4 years." Bala Bua had come to Shedi for the first time, but he had been worshipping Baba's picture since the last 4 years. Baba recognized him and Bala Bua was forgotten. The darshan of Baba's picture was the darshan of Baba in person. One can see the reflection in clear mirror of clean water. A picture is also a pure reflection of the personage. The darshan of saint's picture is equivalent to the darshan in person. The all-knowing attribute of saints is the lesson. Appa Kulkarni was living in the Thane city. Once he had some work in Vivandi, therefore he left home, saying that he would return after 8 days. After 2 days passed, a fakir came to their house in Thane. Everybody who saw him clearly felt that this was Sai himself, the fakir, because they have seen Sai's picture before. The family member asked the fakir, "Are you the same Sai of Shidi?" To which the fakir replied, "I am not Sai, but I am an obedient servant. I have come here to inquire about the health of the children by his orders." When he asked for dakshina, Appa's wife at once gave him 1 rupee. He also gave a Udi and said, "Keep it near the picture of Sai in your house. It will bring you happiness. Sai must be waiting for me. I will take a leave now." Saying this, the fakir set off on his way. He, Appa Sahib, left from Bhiwandi, but instead of going further, he returned as the horses of his Tonga became sick. As soon as his wife told him the story, he said, "If I had been in home, I would not have given less than 10 rupees. He thought the fakir must be in the masjid, and he started searching for him without eating anything. Being disappointed, he came back home and had his meal. One should not go out of an empty stomach. It is necessary to satisfy one's Atma and then carry on the search. It was not experienced by him. After lunch, he went with his friend Chittar for a casual walk. Suddenly, he saw a fakir approaching him very speedily. He thought that this must be the same fakir who had come in the morning. The fakir extended his hand for dakshina, and Appa placed 1 rupee in his hand at that time. He asked for more, and he gave him one more. Yet he asked for more. Appa said, "I will give you more if you come home." The fakir went to his house. On searching home, he placed 3 more rupees in his hand, totally 9 rupees. Yet the fakir demanded more. Appa had no change left. He had only one 10 rupee note. The fakir said, "Why not give the note?" Appa immediately gave him the note. As soon as the note came into the hand of the fakir, he returned the change of 9 rupees and left from the same way he had come, walking with a great speed. The essence of the story is that Sai fulfills the wish of the devotees as expressed. This was his creed. Appa said, "If I had been in the home, I would not have given less than 10 rupees. Baba proved his words. Hari Bua Karnik from The Hanu was Sai's devotee. In the year 1917, as it was the most holy day of Guru Purnima, he came to the pilgrimage to Shirdi. He did worship Baba according to rituals, offered dakshina, clothes, and taking Baba's permission. And while coming down the steps, he had a thought of giving one more rupee to Baba, but he had to give up the idea because Madhav Rao had told him earlier that once the permission was granted, one should depart immediately and go ahead. Thus, he gave him the hint from up above. Having faith in the indication, Karnik went ahead. When Karnik went for darshan to the temple of Kalaram, he had the unexpected darshan of the saint Narsingha Maharaj. He was surrounded by devotees, but suddenly stood up and held Karnik by his wrist and said, Give me my rupee. Karnik was surprised but joyfully handed over the rupee. It was Sai himself who was accepting the rupee. Like Appa's vow, Baba also fulfilled Karnik's desire. There was this necklace of 9 coins that had been touched by Baba's hand, indicating the 9 types of devotion. Before leaving his mortal coil, Baba gave 9 coins to Lakshmi. We are most generous with words, but at the time of doing charity, we are full of doubts. We are turned by vacillation and rarely have certainly, but rarest is that beloved Son of God who speaks little and well. He acts as he speaks and he does what he promises. Although Appa Sahib was a scholar in English, he was initially given only rupees 40 as salary. Since he had received Baba's picture and had begun worshipping him in his house, his salary slowly increased many times more than 40, and he got a designation more powerful than earlier. After that, when Baba Sahib unfolded the small packet given by the fakir, he found udi with flowers and consecrated rice. He had an amulet made of it and tied it on his arm with great reverence. Later, he took Baba's darshan, and the hair that Baba gave him was also placed in the amulet. How great is the importance of Udi! Ashes are also an ornament of Shankar. One who applies it on the forehead with devotion will find all difficulties are immediately eliminated. One who, after his ablution, bath applies Udi regularly and drinks the tirth of washing Baba's feet will be purified and benefited. One of the friends of Hari Sitaram Dikshit was without sleep for 8 days. He gave him Sai Baba's Udi and asked him to take it for 3 days. The next day, his friend said, I took Udi last night and I had a very good sleep throughout the night. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha.